Imagine walking onto a crowded casino floor at 2 a.m. The air is thick with the scent of filtered oxygen and high-stakes adrenaline. You see a sea of neon, 1,000 screens beckoning you with the promise of a life-changing windfall. But to the trained eye of a casino insider, that floor isn't a playground. It's a carefully engineered maze. I spent years behind the scenes, watching the math play out in real time, and I am going to tell you something the floor managers never will. Most of those machines are designed to be money vacuums. They are the never payouts. Games where the overhead is so high and the math is so tilted that your bankroll doesn't stand a chance. Today, we're going behind the curtain. I'm revealing the 9 specific slot machines that ex-employees know to avoid, and more importantly, why the casino hides the real winners in the shadows. By the end of this, you'll never look at a row of slots the same way again. 1. The Celebrity Money Pit. You know the ones I'm talking about. They're the massive, towering cabinets featuring your favorite Hollywood blockbusters, pop stars, or hit TV shows. They have 4K curved screens, vibrating rumble seats, and cinematic soundtracks that make you feel like you're in the middle of a movie. They are the eye candy, and they are the first machines the casino wants you to see. But here's the hidden truth. These machines are incredibly expensive to maintain. The casino has to pay a massive licensing fee, sometimes up to 10 or 15% of the machine's take, to the movie studio or the celebrity just to use their likeness. I once watched a regular player sink $2,000 into a Wheel of Fortune variant without a single significant bonus. Why? Because the math has to tax the player to cover those royalty checks. These machines typically have some of the lowest return to player (RTP) percentages on the floor, often hovering around the state-mandated minimum. The casino isn't just taking their cut, they're taking the celebrity's cut, too. Every time you see a machine that looks like it cost $1 million to build, remember that you're the one paying the bill for the special effects. If a machine looks like a high-budget video game, it probably pays like a low-budget hobby. Stick to the generic, unbranded, classic machines where the only thing the casino has to pay for is the electricity. 2. The penny slot paradox. You walk up to a machine with a bright sticker that says penny slots. It feels safe, right? You imagine you can play for hours on a $20 bill, just nickel-and-diming your way through the night. But if you look closer at the digital interface, you'll see the max bet button. Suddenly, you aren't playing for a penny. You're betting 300, 500, or even 800 credits per spin. That's $5 to $8 every time you hit that button. Ex-employees call these the hidden high rollers. The math on these machines is often more aggressive than the $100 slots in the VIP lounge. Because the denomination is so low, the casino lowers the payback percentage to compensate for the high volume of play. I once saw a tourist celebrate a big win on a penny machine. The screen was flashing, the bells were ringing, and the music was triumphant. But when I looked at the meter, she had won $4 on a $5 spin. She was literally losing money while the machine told her she was a winner. This is called a loss disguised as a win, and it's the most powerful psychological tool in the casino's arsenal. Always check the cost per spin, not the name on the tin. If you're betting more than $2 a spin on a penny machine, you're better off moving to a dollar machine where the RTP is statistically higher. 3. The entrance aisle trap. It's no accident that the most flashing, noisy, and inviting machines are located right at the entrance of the casino or along the main walkways to the buffet. These are high-traffic zones. The logic seems simple. The casino wants you to see people winning as soon as you walk in. But insiders will tell you the opposite is true. Machines in high-traffic areas are often set to their tightest possible settings. Think about it from the floor manager's perspective. If you're already walking past that machine to get to your hotel room or the bathroom, the casino doesn't need to offer you a high payback to get you to play. You're already there. These machines are designed for time on device for the casual passerby, not for the serious player looking for a return. I've sat in on floor planning meetings where we specifically placed the lowest performing machines near the cash cages and ATMs. Why? Because players in those areas are usually impulsive or in a hurry, and they won't notice that the reels are spinning against them. The real loose machines, the ones employees play on their break, are usually tucked away in quiet corners where you have to actually look for them. Avoid the aisle seats. The further you are from the main foot traffic and the loud spectacle areas, the better your chances of finding a machine that isn't taxed by its prime real estate location. 4. the progressive vacuum. There is nothing quite like the sight of a $10 million jackpot ticking upward on a giant LED screen. It's the megabucks dream. But X-slot techs have a nickname for these machines, the vacuums. Every time someone pulls the handle on a wide-area progressive machine, a significant chunk of that bet is siphoned off to fund that massive jackpot. This means the base game, the regular spins you play while waiting for the big one, is starved for cash. On a standard machine, you might get small wins to keep your bankroll alive. On a massive progressive, those small wins are almost non-existent. You are essentially paying a lottery tax on every single spin. I've watched players go through $500 in 20 minutes without a single bonus round because the math is so heavily weighted toward a jackpot that statistically occurs once every few years. It's a feast or famine model, and for 99.9% of players, it's just famine. The casino loves these machines because they create hope, and hope is the most expensive thing you can buy on a casino floor. If you want to chase a jackpot, look for standalone progressives. These are jackpots limited to that specific machine or a small group of them. The pool is smaller, but the base game doesn't have to be as tight to fund it. 5. The must-hit-by illusion. You see a machine with a jackpot that says must-hit by $500. The current total is $492. It feels like a mathematical certainty, doesn't it? You think, I just have to play until it hits that ceiling, and I'm guaranteed a profit. This is the vulture trap, and it's one of the most clever ways casinos keep you glued to a seat. What most players don't realize is that the machine knows exactly when it's going to pay out the moment the jackpot resets. It's not a physical bucket filling up. It's a random number generator that picked a trigger point between $250 and $500 long ago. If that trigger point is $499.99, you could spend hundreds of dollars chasing a $50 profit. I've seen vultures, professional players who stock these machines, lose their entire day's earnings because they underestimated how many spins it takes to move that counter the last few dollars. Only play a must-hit machine if the jackpot is within 1% of the limit and you were already planning to play that game. Chasing the number is a quick way to let the casino's math outrun your wallet. 6. The multi-line maze. Modern slots have moved away from the simple three-line payout. Now, you see 243 ways to win, or even 1024 ways. It sounds incredible. More ways to win must mean a better chance of hitting, right? Wrong. In the world of slot design, more ways to win usually means more ways to lose your original bet while feeling like you re-winning. These machines are designed to provide frequent small hits. You might win on 20 different lines simultaneously, but the total payout is only 40% of what you bet on the spin. This is the maze. The sensory input, the flashing lines, the celebratory sounds, tricks your brain into releasing dopamine, even though your bankroll is actually shrinking. Ex-casino employees call this the slow bleed. I've watched players walk away from these machines after 2 hours, exhausted but happy because they won so many times, only to realize at the ticket voucher that they are down $300. The complexity of the lines makes it impossible for the human brain to track the actual value of the spin, which is exactly how the house likes it. Simplify your strategy. Stick to machines with fewer pay lines where you can clearly see what a winning combination actually pays. If you can't do the math in your head, the machine is doing it for you, and not in your favor. 7. The visual re-trigger lie. Have you ever played a game where a pot of gold or a piggy bank on the screen gets bigger and bigger with every spin? You think, it's about to burst. I can't leave now. This is what insiders call a perceived persistence feature. And here is the secret. That pot of gold is a lie. The size of the pot or the pig has absolutely zero correlation with when the bonus will trigger. It is purely a visual animation designed to exploit your sunk cost fallacy. The random number generator, RNG, determines the bonus on every single spin, regardless of how full that pot looks. I once knew a floor technician who had to explain this to a distraught player who had sat at a full machine for 6 hours, afraid to even go to the bathroom. He thought he was investing in a win. In reality, he was just watching a looped animation. The casino uses these visuals to prevent hit-and-run players keeping you in the seat long after the math is turned against you. Ignore the screen's collection animations. If the game doesn't explicitly state that a win is guaranteed after a certain number of spins, the visuals are just there to keep your seat warm while the casino takes your money. 8. The hidden classic sevens. While the casino floor is dominated by giant, glowing video screens, there are usually a few rows of old-school, mechanical reel machines tucked away near a back wall or behind a pillar. These machines don't have bonus games, they don't have movie clips, and they don't have vibrating seats. To the casual player, they look boring. To the ex-employee, they look like the best math on the floor. These are low-overhead machines. Because the casino doesn't have to pay licensing fees or buy expensive high-tech cabinets, they can afford to set the RTP much higher. Often, a simple 3-reel double diamond, or red, white, and blue, machine will have a payback percentage 5 to 7% higher than the flashy video slot next to it. I've seen seasoned gamblers spend their entire trip on these machines, quietly grinding out small, consistent wins while the people on the blockbuster slots lose their shirts. The casino hides these because they are low-hold games. They don't make the house as much money per hour. They keep them for the locals and the pros, but they certainly don't want you to find them. Hunt for the boring games. If a machine looks like it hasn't been updated since 1995, it's probably because the math is so fair that the regulars would riot if the casino moved it. 9. The video poker pay table trap. Video poker is often touted as the best bet in the casino, and while that can be true, it's also where the casino sets the most dangerous traps. Unlike slots, where the math is hidden, video poker displays its pay table right on the screen. But the house knows that most players won't bother to read it. The secret is in the full house and flush payouts. On a full pay machine, a full house pays 9 credits and a flush pays 6. These are called 9-6 machines. But look closely at the machines near the bar or the entrance. You'll often see 8-5 or even 7-5 tables. That small change in two numbers might not seem like much, but it can drop the payback percentage from 99.5% down to 95% or lower. I've watched players brag about their perfect strategy while playing on a machine that was mathematically designed to take their money twice as fast as the 120 feet away. The house relies on your laziness to check the math. Always read the pay table. If you do see 9 for a full house and 6 for a flush, keep walking. There is almost always a better machine somewhere else in the building if you're willing to look. 10. The multi-game terminal trap. You've seen those machines that let you choose between 20 different games, Keno, blackjack, and 15 different slots all on one screen. They look convenient, especially if you're playing with a friend. But in the industry, we call these jack of all trades, master of none. When a machine has to house 20 different software packages, the internal logic is often set to the lowest common denominator. The Keno on a multi-game machine almost always has a worse pay table than a standalone Keno machine. The blackjack has worse rules. The slots are set to the tightest tier. The casino uses these machines to fill gaps on the floor where they don't have room for standalone cabinets. They are the junk drawer of the casino floor. I once watched a player lose $1,000 on a multi-game terminal in under an hour, simply because every game he switched to was set to its most predatory mathematical model. If you want to play a specific game, find the cabinet dedicated to only that game. Dedicated machines are designed to attract fans of that specific genre, and they usually offer more competitive math to keep those fans coming back. 11. The ATM zone logic. Next time you're in a casino, take a look at the machines located within a 20-foot radius of the ATM or the cash-out kiosks. These are the reentry machines. The casino knows that if you're at the ATM, you've likely already lost your original budget. You're frustrated, you're chasing losses, and you want to get back into the action quickly. The machines in this area are designed to be fast and high volatility. They want to take that second withdrawal as quickly as possible before you have a chance to think about it and leave. IV is seeing the internal data. The hold on machines near the cashier's cage is significantly higher than on the machines located near the hotel elevators. The casino assumes that if you're near the exit or the cage, you're an impulse player, and they price their games accordingly. It's the ultimate guilt trap, taking advantage of a player's desire for one last Hail Mary win before they head home. Never play the first machine you see after hitting the ATM. Take a lap, clear your head, and walk to a different section of the floor. Better yet, if you're at the ATM, that's your sign that the entertainment for the night is over. 12. The high-limit fairness window. It seems counterintuitive, but sometimes the safest machines in the building are in the high-limit room. Many players are intimidated by the $50 or $100 minimums, and rightly so. But ex-employees know a secret. The higher the denomination, the higher the payback percentage. In many jurisdictions, a penny slot might pay back 85%, while a $25 slot in the high-limit room must pay back 95% or 98% by law. The casino makes more money on the high-limit machine because the bets are bigger, but the player gets a much fairer shake at the math. IV Watch Smart. Gamblers take a $200 budget and play 4 spins on a $50 machine rather than 400 spins on a penny machine. Why? Because those 4 spins are actually fair bets. On the penny machine, you're fighting an uphill battle against a 15% house edge. In the high-limit room, that edge might only be 2%. If you have a decent bankroll, consider upsizing. Playing one $5 line on a high-denomination machine is statistically better for you than playing 50 10-cent lines on a low-denomination machine. 13. The psychology of the near miss. You're playing a 3-reel game. The first 7 lands. The second 7 lands. The third 7 is just 1/2 inch above the pay line. You feel like you were so close. You think the machine is due because it's teasing you with the jackpot. This is the near miss effect, and it is a deliberate piece of programming. In the old days of mechanical slots, a near miss was just bad luck. In the digital age, the machine's computer has already decided you lost before the reels even stop. It chooses to display a near miss to trigger a physical response in your brain, the same response as a win. It keeps your heart rate up and your finger on the button. Ex-employees call this the hook. I've seen players get so tilted by a string of near misses that they start betting more than they can afford, convinced that they are on the verge of a breakthrough. The reality? You were no closer to winning that jackpot than if the reels had shown 3 blank spaces. Treat a near miss exactly like a total loss, because that's what it is. Don't let the machine's theater dictate your betting emotional state. If you feel your heart racing after a close call, it's time to take a 5-minute walk. After years of watching the lights flicker and the credits disappear, the most important lesson I can give you is this. The casino is an architect of emotion, not just a house of math. Every machine on that floor, from the hidden classics to the licensed giants, is designed to keep you in the seat for as long as possible. The never payouts aren't just machines that do and hit. They are machines that steal your time, your focus, and your logic. But now, you have the insider's edge. You know to look past the celebrity faces, to ignore the filling pots of gold, and to hunt for the quiet, boring machines that the house tries to hide. Playing smarter doesn't mean you win every time. The house edge is always there, but it means you get more entertainment for your dollar, and you leave on your terms, not the casino's. Always remember that the moment the fun stops, the entertainment has turned into an expense. Set your limits, use the tips we've discussed, and never chase a ghost in the machine. Have you ever noticed these traps in your local spot? Drop a comment and let me know. Play smart, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next breakdown. The best win in any casino is walking out with your bankroll intact after a night of fun. The exit door is the only machine on the floor that pays out 100% of the time.